WMFD.com. It is Coffee Talk with Jay Fox, live from the WMFD television studios in Ontario, Ohio, with sponsorship from the Cove Coffee Shop, offering curbside service as well as socially distanced inside service. There's a latte near you happening in Ontario at the Cove Coffee Shop. Joining us on the program today is Brent Smith, who's the owner and operator of the Craig Smith Automotive RV Group, which has absolutely everything you could possibly want. We've got Buicks, we've got Chevrolets, we've got every used car available known to man. We've got farm equipment, we've got RVs. Is there anything you don't have?
No, we've even got motors. The only thing we're not selling are jet skis, but you never know.
Well, you know, if you wanted a jet ski, I'm sure that you could provide it.
You got it, man.
That's right. So a lot of big things have happened at the dealerships in the last 6 months. Probably the biggest thing for you is finally becoming the dealer principal. Tell me a little bit about how that transition made you feel, and literally stepping into your father's shoes. He was the dealer principal for many years.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic feeling. I'm actually third generation. Something I've wanted to do since I was a kid, about 10 years old, and I couldn't have done it without him. I had to obtain a certain amount of ownership and then go through a lot of testing and planning with General Motors. So all in all, it was about a 6-month process to get approved as dealer, and they had to see the store was successful, since I had kind of overseen it the last couple of years, but really fully the last 12 months.
You are one of the youngest professionals in the marketplace in your position. What are some of the challenges of being a younger dealer principal at a time like this?
I would say 5-6 years ago when I took over the RV side, it was more challenging. You have a lot of employees that are quite a bit older, so that was an adjustment. But after you earn the respect of your people, it really hasn't been too tough. I'm in part of 220 groups, which consist of 20 auto dealers, 20 RV dealers, all around the country. We meet 4 or 5 times a year, and those are the guys that have really helped groom me, along with my father, to know what's happening in the market, what to do, what not to do, and it's really affected our business in an extremely positive way.
Now, our viewers are going to want to know where you got that sport coat, because obviously you must have won an award to be wearing a jacket with that color on it.
You like that, don't you?
I do. I think you look great.
Thanks. I got this one at Men's Warehouse. I got a sale on it. But yeah, today was our 25th year anniversary at our Chevy Buick store. So that was big, and then they presented us with a Mark of Excellence award. So
what does that mean, Mark of Excellence? What's the significance of that?
Yeah, we achieved, I don't know exactly how you'd say it, but greatness and all departments: sales, parts, service, body shop, finance. We've done a really good job, and they've been a good partner for us. So, we've been there 25 years, but there was a lot of turnover for dealers. I mean, there were 5 guys that went bankrupt in this store in the matter of 5-6 years before we took it on. So back when my dad was working, he did a really, really good job with it and was ready to kind of pass the torch and move on to retirement. So super happy for him, and grateful for all the training that he's provided me with.
What is the difference between the Buick line and the Chevrolet line now? Have they gone to different demographics, or are they still following parallel paths?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to attract a little bit of a younger buyer, but it's still not really there yet. Chevrolet's our big line, and we'd love to get GMC, and we've been working on that for a while. Don't know if it'll happen or not. There's still some things to discuss, but yeah, Buick, they're trying to attract a younger market, and Chevrolet's definitely our flagship line, and that's what we sell the most of. But
do people still buy cars, or is it all trucks and SUVs now?
It's more truck SUV. People do buy cars. We sell a lot of used cars, and used trucks and SUVs. But as far as the new is concerned, the factory is really moving away from cars. I mean, you see everything now is the Traverse, the Trax, the Trailblazer, the Blazer,
Right.
onto the Tahoe Suburban truck line. There's very, very few cars made anymore, and that's something, they're just going to probably get away from.
So if somebody actually wanted to buy a new car, does Chevrolet or Buick still have a product for them?
Yeah, they do. It's just their line has decreased a lot as far as the
Okay.
cars are concerned.
Now, in the automotive dealership, you have new, you have used, but you also have a full service department and a full body shop department. Do you have to be a Buick or a Chevrolet consumer to use those services?
No, absolutely not. I mean, some of our cars, like for example, we can't work on a Mercedes, but we can do work on Ford and Dodge and a lot of those other lines, just not really the German cars as much, although we do some stuff on Volkswagens, but not a ton. Our body shop is very diverse. We can work on semis, boats, cars of any make model, any RVs. So we've got a really, really good body shop because we can do a lot more work than some of the other ones around.
How has COVID-19 affected the dealership, and what measures have you had to put into place to keep both your employees and the customers safe?
Sure. I mean, we shut down the first 2 weeks when it happened, just to protect our employees and let the community know that we're not going to put business first. And we got a lot of positive feedback from that. The precautions we put in place, we put fiberglass in front of the service writers, not the technicians, but the writers, the parts counter. We've socially distanced. I mean, we've got the desk and the chairs 6 feet apart, so everything's measured. We're not serving the coffee in the vending machines like we were to try to slow the spread. But as far as how it's affected our business, I mean, our RV store is, we're almost sold out of inventory because nobody wants to fly. They don't want to cruise. It's really the one safe way that you can get away and not expose yourselves or your families to the coronavirus at this time. So we've been blessed and very thankful for how business has gone up because of it. We didn't expect that. And the car store's done very well too. People are not wanting to take taxis, Uber, Lyft, because they're more concerned that they can contract it that way. So
Sure.
the buyers are buying more cars than they used to because of that. So there's, we're low on new cars at the moment because of the factory shutdown, but they're starting to come in, and everything's turning around.
So everybody wants something that's personal that they can control themselves.
Yeah, that they don't have to worry about who's been sitting in it, touching it, not sanitizing it possibly. So it's been the opposite effect of what I would have guessed.
Interesting. So let's move over to the RV store. You started managing the RV store 6 years ago. Are all of the RVs self-contained vehicles that drive themselves with a driver, or do you have I guess it's what it's called, a fifth wheel, where you pull it?
Yeah, no, we sell everything. I mean, we're a full-line RV store, so we go from the 20-foot travel trailers to 35-foot and on to the 40-foot fifth wheels, Class A motorhomes that look like a bus, to describe it in an easy way, to the Class C motorhomes that you drive with the cab, chassis, all the way down to the Class B vans, which a lot of people are buying now to use for mobile workspaces. And then we've also got the smaller stuff. So anything you can think of, we have, and we have a full rental line with 17 or 18 units that people just rent throughout the season every week. So a lot of people are renting more than normal too because of it.
Now, how does the rental work? What types of vehicles do you have for rent, and typically what's the price point on a day?
Yeah, so we've got a dozen of them that are travel trailers. We can either deliver to you or you can pick up with your truck. Those are $100 to $150 a day. And then we've got a Class A, B, and C motorhome that's also in our rental fleet. And those are to $350 a day. But we're seeing people that, you know, are here locally or they come from out of state. They're taking trips to the Grand Canyon. They're going to Yellowstone. I mean, they're taking significantly longer trips than what we used to see because so many people had to cancel their family vacations based on this. And this is really the only outlet a lot of people are finding that's safe and, you know, sufficient for what they're trying to accomplish.
So how far booked in advance are you with these rentals? I mean, do you have a waiting list right now?
Yes, and it depends. I mean, we're getting some last minute cancellations because of, you know, what state might have, you know, different requirements. But a lot of these people are wanting something within a couple days. So if there's, you know, people that are thinking about it, we ask that, you know, you try to do it for a couple weeks in advance or a couple months. But we do have some last minute spots that we can fulfill. It's a lot easier on the dealership and the customer to give some heads up on that.
Now, have you ever had anyone come in and buy a truck and an RV together?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, it's nice. We're a one-stop shop. You know, most of the time they have to figure out, okay, this is how big a camper, this is how much truck I need based on how much the camper weighs, and I'm going to have to go 30 minutes down the road or 40 minutes down the road. Where, you know, we've got a great team. We'll introduce them to someone at our auto center and introduce them right there and start the process. So it's super easy.
So this past year, you introduced a whole brand new line of products. Tell me what those products are and why you decided to make that choice.
Yeah, I mean, we sell Spartan zero-turn mowers, which are fabulous. I've got one. I can't say enough good things about them. So we've got, you know, 30, 35 of those in stock, and then we sell Mahindra tractors now, anywhere from, you know, 25 to 100 horsepower, and those are extremely popular, and we just felt that there was a need in this area. You know, Crawford County, there's a lot of farmers, there's a lot of people that have 5 to 10 acres that have a need and didn't have a local dealership, so we service them, full line service for the mowers and the tractors, and they've been great. I mean, we've been selling a ton of the Mahindra tractors. So,
did that open up a new customer base for you for RVs and trucks because they're coming specifically for farm-related equipment, but then they notice that there are other opportunities?
Yeah, and we've sold people that were interested in a tractor and always wanted to camp. So sometimes they'll buy a tractor and you know, an RV or a car, vice versa. I mean, it's kind of been spread out all over the board. I mean, it's been very, very eye-opening to see the demand that this area had for a tractor dealership.
Now, when you guys were the sponsor of the Ontario Boom Fest, you were the presenting sponsor. You actually made that event happen, and you know, we thank you for that.
Yeah,
you had a Jeep-like vehicle that I rode in, but it's not a Jeep. What was that?
That's a Mahindra Roxar. They look similar to a Jeep, but they're not a Jeep. They're off-road vehicles. Farmers are buying them. Miners.
Wait a minute, miners?
Yes.
Like I'm a young person.
Yeah, and they haven't bought them from us yet, but that's a big buyer in that industry.
Okay.
So we're just getting our name out there on those and starting to advertise them. But when you look at them, I mean, they're extremely neat. They don't look like your normal Polaris or Can-Am UTV. I mean, it looks more similar to a Jeep and sorts.
Now, can you take one of those out on a regular highway, or are they just for off-roading?
No, they're for off-roading.
Got it. Okay.
So we are looking into some avenues on if we can make them street legal with a windshield and turn signals, but for now we have to advertise them as off-road.
But how fast can they go?
Oh, they'll go 60.
Okay. All right.
Fast enough to get you smiling a little bit.
I understand. So as you look forward to, you know, we've only got 4 or so months left in the year, and you start thinking about 2021, what are your short-term plans? What are you looking to do?
You know, just keep providing a good customer satisfaction experience, and hoping to get inventory. You know, we're waiting on a lot of inventory at both dealerships. The only thing we have a surplus of right now are tractors. Everything, I mean, people are chomping at the bit to buy cars and RVs. So, my biggest focus right now is how do we keep the inventory to keep the customers' needs fulfilled.
So one of the cool things that you have done is you've instituted a program where you are mentoring young people, you're providing internships and employment opportunities, and you may have, in fact, the youngest force in the business right now. Tell me a little bit about that program and why it's so important to you.
Yeah, when we just started it, these guys are coming from Northwood University, which is where I went to school. It's in Midland, Michigan, and one of the big programs as far as what you can study is automotive marketing. Now, not everybody studies that, but it's the only school in the country that offers it. So my brother is here for the summer who's studying. Noah Weber, who you're going to meet, is also studying there, and then Steve Essline is our newest full-time employee, just moved down from Michigan, and he came from Northwood. So,
how do you convince a guy to come down from Michigan to Galion, Ohio? I mean, I think the Chamber of Commerce wants to know what your tricks are.
Well, I mean, we've got a great team of people, and it's a fun industry. We're selling fun, lifestyle. It's a want, not a need. And, there's the real estate in Ohio, the cost of living is very affordable compared to some of these metro cities in Michigan and surrounding states, which is very appealing to younger guys. And, you can do well financially with us and have a great career.
Okay, well, let's take a minute to meet some of these people. Who's first up on the program?
You're gonna meet my brother Alex first, so I'm gonna move over here and let him.
The miracles of technology, so that we can be COVID-19 appropriate. Alex, how are you?
Good. How are you, Jay?
Good. So you came down here. You're still in school. Are you going back to school in the fall? What's the plan?
They plan on opening the university and having class, so that's the plan as of right now. So we'll see what the future holds, short-term future.
So this is a summer job now, but obviously with the Smith name, it's going to be a long-term job. Tell us about entering the business that now is in its third generation.
Yeah, absolutely. Brent and I have both worked here since middle school. So every summer I've worked here. I've sold at the car store. Now I'm selling at the RV dealership. Like Brent said, it's a fun industry. It's not a need item. It's a want item. So the people who come in, they're very excited about taking their family camping, creating memories, so to speak.
Absolutely. What do you feel is the biggest challenge in working in a family business? You have your brother, you've known your brother since you were a child, but in a work environment, it's a different relationship. What has that been like?
Honestly, it hasn't been as difficult as people make it out to be. Brent and I get along extremely well. We have a good relationship with our father. So I know some family businesses have their difficulties, but in ours, we get along very well.
That's great. So are you like the official Craig Smith recruiter at Northwood? Are you gathering up all these boys?
It wasn't the plan, but it's sort of turned into that. There's a lot of opportunity with us, and there's a lot of talent at Northwood that I'm glad to bring to Ohio.
So what do you think will happen when you step in full time? Where do you think you'll land? What side of the fence?
I honestly don't know. I'd be happy in either the auto industry or the RV industry. I love them both, so that's up in the air at the moment.
Okay, so who's next that you can introduce us to?
So I'm going to introduce you to Noah Weber. He is our intern at the moment.
Okay.
See what he has to say. It's good talking to you, Jay.
Good talking to you. So here comes Noah Weber. Noah, how are you?
Good, Jay. How are you?
Good. Are you're 15, 16? How old are you, Noah?
I'm 21.
Yeah, I already knew that. So you're 21 years old, and you've come down from Midland, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a summer internship.
Yep.
Are you being paid?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
so it's
the
a
best
job.
part.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And what has been the best part of the experience for you? What have you learned?
I mean, I've learned a lot. This is my first side selling on the dealership. I mean, I've been in the back. I've been a service advisor before. Even got my hands dirty a little bit with the lube oil tech and that kind of thing. But it's the biggest thing that I've learned is, you're selling fun, like they had said previously. And I mean, it's a great environment to learn in. Everybody has been very, very helpful. I came in not knowing very much about the RV industry. And I really I've grown and I've learned a lot, and it's been very beneficial for me.
What has been a challenge for you into coming into a market where you really don't know anyone? Maybe you know Alex and that's about it. How has that been for you?
It's been great. I just answer every phone call, and my customer base has grown tremendously from that.
And what about outside of work? Have you found your way?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to get to know the area pretty well, and I like what I see so far.
So do you see this as a possibility for your future, either at this dealership or at another dealership?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like to keep my opportunities open, but this has definitely proved to be a phenomenal opportunity, and I would definitely.
And you wouldn't mind moving here?
Believe it or not, I wouldn't. No, I don't know. It's phenomenal.
This paid endorsement for the Chamber of Commerce was being brought to you by Craig Smith. Well, that's cool, man. When do you go back to school? Do you also go back in the fall?
Yes, I do. Yep. So I'm an automotive marketing management major, so that's where we'll be going back full time.
And is that a Bachelor of Science or a Bachelor of Arts degree?
Business. Bachelor of Business.
So it's a Bachelor of Business degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Do you
Yeah.
think maybe more school, or is that it?
I'd say that's probably about it. I'll get my 4-year degree and run.
There you go. All right. Who else is on the docket to introduce us to?
We have Steven Esline here. He just got here a few weeks ago, and he's been great.
All right. Well, we'll say hello to Steven. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How we doing, Jay?
Steven, how are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to talk to you.
It's nice to talk to you. So you, of all people, took the radical leap of faith. You didn't just come down for a visit. You made a commitment, and now you live here.
Absolutely. I think it's really important to get out of your hometown. As far as surroundings go, I feel like that's one of the most important things in a learning environment. So that's definitely fresh out of school. I actually just graduated in December, so I wanted to get out of the surroundings that I've been used to my whole life and explore a little and see what I can do from there. And I think it's been a great place to learn, especially having Brent and having Alex and the Smith family here. It's been a great opportunity, and I had to take it. So,
what was it like to leave family and friends and comfortable surroundings and come to a town like Galion, Ohio, where, with the exception of your coworkers, you don't know anybody?
Right. Yeah. Well, actually, Galion's a little bit bigger than where I'm actually from, so that's always a plus. But
where is home for you?
Home is Gladwin, Michigan, so that's going to be about 5.5 hours north of here. So.
Okay. And what's the population of Gladwin? Like 12 people, or?
Well, in the city, I think it's just over 2,000, and then
so it is small.
Yeah, in our county, it's about 20,000.
Okay.
There's about 3 different cities in our county.
Now, did you find that the quality of life here in terms of where you're living and where you shop and where you eat, and do you feel like that's an upgrade for you? As
far as the shopping and the eating and all that stuff, absolutely an upgrade from where I'm from. Besides, having a McDonald's and a Burger King there's a lot of places to eat, a lot of places to drink, a lot of places to go meet people, like you said, how I don't know anyone except for, the people I went to school with. So it's a really good environment, like I said.
Had you ever sold anything before?
I actually did an internship with a company in LaFontaine. They are a dealer in Michigan. They have about 22 dealerships, if I'm not mistaken. So I did an internship there. I did sell one car during my time there. The kind of program they take you through every portion. So I did finance for a little bit. I did selling for a little bit. I did business development for a little bit. And going to Northwood, it's really hard to not get involved in the automotive field. Like my major, for instance, is franchise management. So I didn't plan on going into the auto industry, but being around all those people and seeing what the industry is like, it was kind of something that I just couldn't take my eyes off of. And once I got in the industry, I haven't left. So I didn't necessarily want to sell cars. Alex gave me the opportunity to come down here and talk with Brent about the possibility of me selling RVs. And kind of as Noah and Alex both mentioned earlier, it's a whole different environment in terms of people are here and we're selling them fun. So
have you sold an RV yet?
I sold an RV on Monday. Yes, sir.
Did you really? What did you sell?
It's a Arctic Wolf 26 DVHL. So it's got a bunkhouse and stuff for the kids and bathroom in the back. And
okay. How much was the sale?
Just under 30, I believe, is what it was.
Okay. So how did it make you feel?
Felt great. I started last Monday, so starting this week off with the sale was really tremendous because last week, it's pretty hectic trying to get everything organized, learn everything when you're asking you questions and just saying I don't know. You don't want to do that.
So you've been there for 7 days and you've made a sale. It's phenomenal.
Sir, yeah.
So what are your plans for the future? You're just gonna see where this goes?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like the Craig Smith Automotive Group and RV Center here, I think they're definitely going to expand. And as far as me being a part of that, I think could definitely be in my future.
Well, you could certainly help them if they decide to franchise the name.
Exactly. There we go.
See what we did there?
Yeah, we got into something.
All right. Well, Steve, we appreciate talking to you, and we'll bring Brent back, and we'll wrap it up. And
right, good talking to you again, Jay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jay, I would like to mention, in case people don't know about our warranty forever, very dynamic, and we're the only ones around that do this. Any new car or used car under 100,000 miles comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost to the consumer. And every new RV or 2 years old comes with a lifetime warranty as well. So no cost to you, and it's a great reason why you should join the Craig Smith team and family. And it's just a huge benefit if you're looking to buy a car or RV because we're the only ones in town doing it.
I've never heard of anything like that. Usually you hear about, 3, 5, 7 years, and that's it.
Yep. So it's something I found out about at one of my deals, the trips I spoke about earlier, and it was a no-brainer. I mean, it's helped us grow in a big way over the last year, and it continues to. So it's a win-win for the customer and dealership.
Great. Well, we've been talking with Brent Smith. He's a dealer principal for Craig Smith Automotive and Craig Smith RV, Buick and Chevrolet. There's new cars, there's used cars, there's service, there's parts, there's automotive auto body, and then, of course, RV and all the Mahindra line and the zero-turn mowers and everything. And then if there's something they don't sell, they can get it for you. All you have to do is ask. Does that sum it up?
Right. You did a good job, man. I ought to hire you.
Well, you never know where I'll be the next time. But between now and then, you've been watching Coffee Talk on WMFD Television, an exclusive product of our website, WMFD.com, sponsored in part by the Cove Coffee Shop. I'm Jay Fox. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you the next time on
Thanks for having me.